Hey everyone, Travis Robertson, CEO and founder of Robertson Coaching International, where we help people just like you create businesses that support your life, not businesses that run your life. And what I want to talk with you about today is how do you overcome the fear of the phone? Now, real quickly, I hear this all the time. You know, I'm afraid of picking up the phone. I'm afraid of making dials. Well, here's what I can tell you. Number one, you're not afraid of the phone. You're afraid of the rejection that might come with picking up the phone and making the sales call. Because if I were to ask you, hey, pick up the phone and call your mom, you'd do it. You wouldn't be afraid of going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can call my mom. So we need to put our fears into proper perspective so that we don't make them into something that we're not. If we say it's a phone issue, every time we see a phone, every time we associate the phone with sales, it's just going to become a negative trigger in our minds. So what we want to do is we want to understand what we're truly fearful of, which is that somebody might actually say no to us, right? Somebody might say that they don't want to use us as their realtor, that they don't want us to be the person that they ultimately work with, or maybe they're not ready right now. So how do we overcome this? Because truthfully, if you can't overcome this fear of rejection, you'll never succeed in a sales type of business, and truthfully in any business, because any business requires that you put yourself out there for rejection so that you can also put yourself out there for acceptance, so that somebody says, yes, you are the person that I want to use. But it all involves being able to put ourselves out there and take a risk. So let's look at how to actually overcome this fear. Number one is this: don't let a little no keep you from big success. What's the worst that could happen? I was having this conversation the other day with some clients. I was talking them through, or talking to a team about their struggle to overcome that phone and that rejection. And I said, what are you afraid of? And they said, getting a no. And I said, what's the worst that could happen? I said, logically, I want you to take a second, walk through. Somebody says no. What is the worst thing that could absolutely happen? And they go, nothing really. And I was like, right, so you just pick up the phone and make another call. So what happens is we work these things up into big demons, into big monsters, and in reality, they're just small things. So what's happening is we're taking this little no, this little event, and we're blowing it up into this big monstrous thing that's ruining our day. And when you think about it that way, you realize it's not that big of a deal, right? Now, the second thing I want you to keep in mind is this: it's not personal. It's not about you. I think too often we personalize or we attach ourselves to the outcome rather than realizing that any no that we get is very rarely about us, or even if it is about you, so what? There are a lot of other people that are willing to say yes to you, that are willing to use you as their realtor, that are willing to sign on board with you because they like you, they love you, they respect you. Think about all the people that you've helped serve, all the clients, all the friends or the family or the sphere of influence that have used you to buy or to sell a house, and think about how happy they are. Those are the people that you want to work with. And if somebody says no to you, they probably weren't the right person to begin with. It's not personal. Divorce yourself from that outcome so that ultimately if you get a no big deal. You've got all these other people who are waiting for you to call them so that they can say yes to your service. The third thing is this: operate from a position of abundance. I was talking with somebody and they're like, what if I screw up a lead? You know, I've got all these leads. What happens if I don't close any of them? And the fear is, what happens if I don't close any of them and then I don't get any more, right? This position of scarcity, like I may never get another lead again. Somebody may never call me again about buying a house or about selling a house. And if I don't close one of these, I'm screwed for life. And that's really just operating from a position of scarcity. And what I want you to think about is this: you will always have more opportunities. As long as you look at it and say, you know what, there's opportunity everywhere we look. Every time you turn around, every person you come in contact with, everybody you meet, every home that's out there at some point is going to need to be sold. The question is, are you going to be there to help those people when they're ready? It was interesting. I was talking with a very experienced realtor and he said something like this. He goes, last month, I lost 36 deals. And I was like, whoa, 36 deals, that's a lot of deals. And he goes, but I closed 12. So the idea is that for every deal you lose, you're gonna close more. There's gonna be other people that if you lose a deal, if you lose a lead, don't stress out about it. You're gonna lose deals all day long. Laugh at it, allow yourself to make mistakes. Give yourself the permission to lose a lead, lose a deal, blow up on a call and just throw everything out the window. And you know what? At some point, you just have to laugh at yourself. I mean, think about how many times you've seen me make outtakes on these very videos, because at some point, I'm gonna screw up. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and we just have to get back on the horse and realize that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to lose a deal, lose a sale, because there's gonna be more out there for you and for me and for everybody else. So give yourself permission to fail. And remember this, it's their loss. If you're good at what you do, if you're passionate about what you do, and if you know deep down inside, I'm good at this, then anybody who says no to you, it's their loss, not yours. They lost out on the opportunity to work with you. Another thing you need to do is this: plan time to make your calls. See, if you're just wanting to make your calls whenever you have the time, you'll always find an excuse to not make your calls because making sales calls is kind of uncomfortable. And in another video that I did a couple weeks ago, we talked about you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Well, one of the ways you can do that with your calls is to plan it in. Block out the prospecting time, block out that call time. Be prepared. Know who you're going to call, what you're going to say, run through your dialogues, run through your scripts before you ever make that first call, so that at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., whenever you've blocked out that time, you pick up the phone, you start dialing. You just jump right in, you make it happen because it's blocked out and it's there and it's ready to go. And then the last suggestion is this. Most of you probably have testimonials. You have people who love your service, who, as I mentioned before, use you, love you, and would refer you. What I want you to do is I want you to print out a list of all of those testimonials and put it up on the wall in your office or in your cubicle right above your phone. So every time you get a no, just read down that list of everybody going, "Oh my gosh, you were amazing to work with. You held my hand. You were such an amazing realtor. I'm so grateful for all the work that you did, for how you helped us through this stressful process." Because remember, the no isn't personal, but those testimonials are very, very personal. So there you have it, guys. Don't be afraid of making those calls. Overcome it. You know that deep down inside, don't let a little no prevent you from the big success that you're capable of and that you ultimately deserve. So if you've enjoyed this video, share it with somebody in your office, maybe somebody on your team, somebody you know that is having trouble getting over that fear of the phone. And then if you've enjoyed it, also make sure you like us below, click subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you enjoyed about this, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, you guys.